Hi, hello. It's been a month since I posted anything. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I was just enjoying my month of rest and relaxation. Yeah, but anyway, this is Happy Thots. Back again. And there's been several times that I've thought about recording and posting, but I just didn't have anything to say. And I was going to be inventing something to say, and I didn't want to do that. So today there's quite a bit that I want to talk about. And let me give you a quick overview, okay? Because I want to grab that interest. I want to pique that interest and keep you hooked. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Conan and Gray's Wishbone tour that I did go to recently. We're also going to talk about Tate McRae, her tour, and how I got a free ticket. Then we're going to be talking about, briefly, going to go over The Long Walk, the movie, and Him, the movie. And then we're going to be talking about some new music that just dropped. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, I haven't posted in a while. And, I just think that there's a lot of pressure to post something like a podcast or a video every week. And as much as I think that's good from the standpoint of like being consistent and using that as a metric to try and like get me to post consistently. And if I feel like I have to post a video weekly, then it will push me to make the content. However, I think I'm going to try instead I want to be posting more than I did last month. I didn't post at all. But I think I'm going to instead focus on posting and making things throughout the month irregularly, not on a schedule, so it could be any day of the week. But posting when I have something to say or when I have something I want to make. And as much as like everything that I have made like this year is genuine, some things have a level of forced to them. Have a level of force to them because I was like, I need to post something. Sunday's coming up and I need to post. And I just don't want to do that. I don't want to. So instead, I'm only going to be posting when I have something to say. That's when I'm going to post a podcast, likely, when I have something to say. And then I'm going to post a video when I have something fun that I want to do or a video that I want to make. Okay. But I still want to be posting multiple times a month. So, there's like 4 Sundays in every month. So 3 to 4 videos every month is still the goal. But honestly, maybe if I get rid of the posting schedule, there might end up being 5 because I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to make this. I have this to say. We'll see. Who knows? But anyway, that's the new update and tea on posting is that I will not be. No, I will be, but just not the way that I was. So sorry about it. Cry later. Comment below if you hate me. And leave a like if you hate me. Anyway, so first of all, I want to talk about Tate McRae. Okay, because that chronologically was the thing that happened furthest in the past on this list, I believe. So, Tate McRae, and how did I get a free ticket to Tate McRae? Now, first I want to start off by saying this. I would have considered myself a soft fan of Tate McRae. Anytime she posted a music video, I was watching 2 times, 3 times, because she is talented. But when her new album came out, did I listen to it? No, I did not. I listened to all the singles, and I listened to the songs that were like the hits, and I had a bunch of them on my playlist. Revolving Door was on repeat, like it should be. But I did not listen to like any of her old stuff or her new album except for the singles. So like I was a fan, but just very casually a fan. Now who I am a big fan of is Miss Francine Ruel of Austin, Texas, of M Heart. She is an iconic diva supreme pop girly from Austin. and she was performing outside of Moody Center where Tate McRae was performing. Okay, that was not said in the most artistic way. Anyway, so Francine is someone that I did musical theater with very briefly years ago, and so we followed each other on Instagram from that, and then like years later I saw her like releasing pop music, and I was like, hello. And she's amazing and so talented and gorgeous and so good on stage. I love her. I'm obsessed. And her dancers are amazing too, and her team is so sweet. Anyway, all that to say, she posted that the show that she was doing outside of Tate McRae was free. It was a free show, and it was like an hour and a half, which was the longest set she had ever done live or not live. I don't know what that means, but anyway, so I decided that I was going to go, even though I didn't have a ticket to Tate's show after, because the whole thing was that Francine was performing like outside of the Moody Center, so outside of the stadium where like everyone was lined up waiting to go inside. So I'm running late. Duh. I park across the street at the parking lot that I always park in when I'm going to the stadium for a concert. And I'm walking down the street and I hear Francine. I'm blocks away down the street, like literally 10 minutes down the street. I can hear her crystal clear singing one of my favorite songs from blocks away. It was so crazy. The echo was insane, but I just was like go off. Like, that's so cool. And then I got there and there was like a sea of people standing around her stage because they were all waiting to get inside. Thousands of people. That's how it felt. It was unreal. I was like so proud, so happy for her. I don't even hardly know her that much, but I just was like so overwhelmed with like joy for her. It was so cool. I was smiling ear to ear as I pushed through the crowds of people to get to the front of where she is performing. Anyway, so I watched her show. Amazing, incredible, superstar. Go listen to her album Off the Carousel. Anyway, so her show finishes and there's like, I don't know, I guess her show finishes and there's like 10 or 20 minutes before the opening act starts inside. And the opening act for Tate McRae was Zara Larsson. We will get back to that. But anyway, so I'm talking to Francine after, and she's like, yeah, all of us are going inside to watch Tate now. Like, are you going? And I was like, no, I don't have a ticket. I just came to see you. And she was like, well, the show is starting in a few minutes. You should just like go talk to the box office and see if they have like any super cheap tickets. So I go over to the box office and I'm like, hey, Diva, what is the cheapest ticket you have right now? And in my head, I was already thinking like, okay, I'm probably not going to stay for the whole show. So realistically, what would I pay for a ticket? Like, and I was thinking like $30. Because I'm like, this is a stadium. Give me the seat all the way in the back, like all the way to the side for $30. Like, that seems like reasonable. It was not reasonable. The cheapest ticket was obstructed view. So I was on the first ring of like, you know, the pit, the first ring, the next ring. So I was on the first ring all the way to the side, obstructed view. My spot, you could not see the stage hardly at all. You could see the part where like the walkway goes out from the stage, but you could not see the stage at all. You could not see the screen at all. You could not see the video at all. Crazy. Anyway, but we'll get to that. So she's like, okay, the cheapest ticket right now is obstructed view all the way over here, and it's $65. And I just was like, you know, I was in my broke era at this point. I was like, you know, I just don't think, you know, that I said verbally to her, I was like, you know, that's a little more than I was wanting to spend, so just, you know, never mind. So I walk away from the box office, and I'm standing like nearby because I don't leave immediately. I was like, well, let me check on like online and see if there's resale tickets that people are trying to get rid of last minute that are cheaper than that. So I'm starting to get on my phone and look for a ticket, and then this lovely girl comes up to me and she's like, hey, do you have a ticket for the show? And I was like, girl, no. And she goes, okay, so me and my friends are trying to exchange our tickets because apparently I guess they went to see Doja Cat at the same venue and they went to the box office and exchanged their tickets for better ones because it wasn't sold out and it was like free. Did not work this time. They went up to the, well, okay, hang on. I'm jumping ahead. So she comes over and she's like, we are trying to exchange our tickets for better ones. So if we do, we could give you our old tickets and you could see the show for free. And I was like, okay, gag, clock that tea. And sure. So, I mean, I was also kind of like, that sounds like it's maybe not going to work. But I was like, yeah, I'll stand around and like wait and see if it's possible for me to get a free ticket from them. So I go over to the box office. I meet the little friend group. I'm standing like off to the side because I'm not really like with them. I'm just kind of like waiting. So them three are talking to the box office lady and she's like, no, we're not doing any ticket exchanges tonight. And so then one of the girls in the group, named Alex, she is like, okay, she's talking to the box office person. She's like, okay, well, what was the ticket you were telling him about, like the $65 one? And she goes, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like standing off to the side and I'm like hearing and I'm like, wait, what? And so I go up to them and I'm like, no. Like, I was like, no, like it's fine. And she goes, no, like, yeah, like let's buy it. And I was like, no, you do not have to buy me a ticket. And she goes, yes, I want to buy it for you. I was apparently dressed. I was in like a blue jersey and I didn't know that was like a Tate McRae thing. And so she was like, you look like you're a fan. Like you look like you need to be here. I want you to be here. And I was like, what are you talking about right now? So she like starts like, she's like talking to me and talking to the box office person. The box office person is like a young person and she's like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. And I was like, no, like we do not need to be doing this. And so the girl is like, yes, like buy it, like go, like do it. And I'm like, okay, well, girl, like, I'll split it with you. Like, please, like, let me Venmo you back, like, for half. And she's like, no, like, please, like, really, just let me do this for you. Like, I want to do this for you. And I was like, what is happening right now? Like, what is going on? This random stranger is buying me a ticket, $65 ticket for a random stranger. I was like, girl, I was gagged. I was so gagged. And so she was like, in exchange, you can just take pictures of all of us. And I was like, deal. But so shout out to Alex and to Natalia and Alex's boyfriend for buying me a ticket. So anyway, then I take their pictures outside and then we go inside. Well, actually what happens was I had like a bag of stuff with me because I was just going to be outside the venue, not going in. And so I had to run back to the car, put all my stuff in the car, run back. And so then I go inside. Zara Larsson is literally about to finish her set. So I walk into the like actual like stage room. I don't even know what you would call that at a stadium. Like the auditorium. Like the room where the show's going on. I don't know what it's officially called. But anyway, I walk in and at the moment that I walk in, she's singing Symphony. I just want to be part of your symphony. Like immediately when I walk in, I was like, I'm home. That's the only Zara Larsson song that I knew at the time anyway. At the time. We're going to get there. Anyway, so I missed Zara's entire set. But I got to my seat. Couldn't see anything. Obstructed view, and they weren't kidding. So I start looking around because there's a lot of empty seats in the venue still. It's getting really close to when Tate is going to come on. And I'm looking around. I'm trying to eye a seat that I could maybe take and get a better view. And these girls next to me, they're like, hey, we see a row over here. Do you want to come with us? And we can all try and get these seats together. And I was like, yes, let's go. So we go up and further towards the stage and get seats next to people that also had stolen the seats. So this entire row is people that had worse seats, like in the obstructed view section. And we were all in this row just hoping and praying that no one showed up to claim the seats. No one did. And so we all got to stay there. The show started and I could actually see. I still couldn't see the visuals, but I could see way more of the stage than my actual ticket. Literally unreal. The obstructed view thing is like, we have to abolish that. That is I don't. We have to abolish it, or it needs to be like $10. $65 for the obstructed view is not it. If we're gonna do obstructed view, it needs to be dirt cheap. And I'm being dead serious. So someone needs to get on that. Miss Taylor Swift, please, can you like look into that for us? Miss Beyonce, can you get Jay-Z with his government influence? Please, we need to get this solved immediately. Thank you and good night. Tate was amazing, and I did become a fully fledged Tate McRae stan after that show. The album, her most recent album, has been on repeat. Two Hands. Guys. Two Hands and Uh-Oh. Uh-oh. It's just like pop perfection. It's pop perfection, and it's body unreal tea, body dance control, the house down boots. Abby Lee really did something with that one. Abby Lee Miller, you really ate with that girl because she can dance. She can dance so good. And her body is really unreal. It's crazy. Even her hair, I don't think I've ever seen healthier hair in my life. Sorry about it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Tate McRae now. Really sad that it took me this long because, like, I should have just been a fan immediately. But anyway, all right, let's talk about Conan's tour. Let's get the tours out of the way. So that happened a lot more recently. You probably know that because you probably saw it on my story. And if you didn't see it on my story, my Instagram is Ethan Rink. Follow. Thank you. Next. Anyway, so Conan. Infamously, I live in Texas. Infamously, I live like 10 minutes from where Conan Gray grew up. And infamously, Conan did not put a single Texas stop on his tour. Right. I don't understand why no one does. But anyway, so long story short, I ended up, thanks to the help of my father, getting to go to Nashville, Tennessee for the Wishbone tour at no cost to me. What's it like to be blessed and highly favored? I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll tell you. No, I really won't. Anyway, so yeah, shout out Dad. Thank you so much. But anyway, originally I was not going to like dress up, and then I saw the pictures of everyone that had gone to the tour, and everyone was dressed up, and I was like, okay, everyone's wearing pajamas, everyone's wearing a sailor style outfit, because it's the Wishbone pajama show. That's what it's called. So people were in their pajamas, people were dressed like sailors, because that's the vibe that Conan gave in the album cover and in like the, you know, photo shoots. It was very nautical. I did not want to do that. I really did not. I didn't want to be in my pajamas. I'm almost 26 years old. I don't want to go to a concert in my pajamas. I don't subscribe to that. But I was also like, I don't want to just be a sailor either. So originally I was like, well, I'm just going to wear like blue and like call it a day. Like, I'm not even going to dress up. I'm just going to have a normal outfit and incorporate the album color. Lame, boring. So I got inspired last minute. I don't even remember how this happened, but I was like, okay, wait, not sailor, but nautical counterpart of a sailor, a pirate. Okay, so I thrifted this like flowy linen shirt. It's like a suit. It's like probably for a tuxedo is what it was meant for. It had like stripes down the front, and it had like billowy sleeves. Very Telepath album cover if you're a Conan Gray stan. Anyway, so I had that, and I wanted to get some kind of like corset or cincher to go on top. And so I went thrifting. I was trying to find stuff. I couldn't find anything like that. And so last stop I made was Goodwill, and I was like, all right, I have to figure something else out now to go on top of the shirt and give a corset or do like kind of the vision that I was thinking of. So I thought of in Dress to Impress when the Charlie XCX update came out on Dress to Impress. Everyone was using this one like belt, like layered belt, like skirt and other belts in the game to make like belt corset outfits, myself included. So I thought about that, and I was like, could I pull off getting a bunch of belts from Goodwill and making it into a belt corset. And I did. Was it successful? Yes. Would I do things a little differently next time? Also, yes. But I think I secured it like 2 days before the show. For 2 days before, and having thrifted everything at one spot, I think it turned out really, really good. If you didn't see the picture, I don't know. Actually, I think that there's a vlog that will come out sometime soon of footage from that trip, so you'll see it. But it looked super cute, and I got like blue mascara. And then I also thrifted a blue tie, and I tied it around my head and like left like the tail in the back, so it was giving very pirate, but also very like pajama in a way. I just felt like the belt head wrap was giving it like a level of, I don't know. It just was like the belt corset and the tie, like it just was, I don't know, it made sense. I don't know how to explain it. It was like I took everything out of the closet. Like I took everything from what I already had and made it work. I don't know. So it made sense to me. But and then I had like some gloves, fingerless gloves, just to add a little bit more blue, because I wanted it to have blue as the accent color, because that was like the tour color. That's the album color. Anyway, so I got all that secure. I took an early flight to Nashville the day of the show. And we're getting a little worried when we get to Nashville because it's rainy. It's very rainy, and the venue is outside. It's at an amphitheater. So luckily the rain did stop right before I was going to go to the show. So it's probably 2 hours before the opener is supposed to start. I think the opener went on at 8. So it was probably like 6 when I left to go to the show. I was only like 10 minutes away. So I see the line and I get out and I go to get in line. The line is huge. It's huge. It goes all the way down the side of this road and it curves in on itself 3 times. And I get in line. I'm standing. I'm waiting. I'm meeting all the cone heads around. People are like loving my outfit, you know, whatever, yada yada, duh, hello. But I'm talking to everyone, and you know, the night's going on. The line is getting longer and longer as more people appear. Everyone's starting to get nervous. We're like, why is nothing happening? Like, no one's moving. Like, what's going on? The line is very chaotic. It's like no one's coming to like make sure we're all in, like, people know where the line starts and stops. It's just like out of control. It's chaos. Everyone's worried, and this line is getting longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. It's unreal. I could not even see at one point where the line like curved because it was so far down the street. Anyway, so the opener is supposed to start at 8, and at about 7:15 or so, Conan posts on his Instagram story an update that says, due to unforeseen circumstances, we will be starting the Nashville show at 8:15, meaning Conan's set will be starting at 8:15. Okay, right. So walk with me. He probably was not going to start until 9 or 9:30, 9 or 9:15, because the opener's at 8 and there's only one opener, so it's probably a 30 to 45 minute set, and then they have to reset everything. So huge jump in schedule. And he posts that, and no one's in the venue yet. No one's in the venue. We're all waiting in line still. So he posts that, and we're all like, oh my God, okay. Like, does that mean the opener's not doing a set? Like, what's going on? Time passes. It is 7, I'm going to guess. I don't know the exact times, but it's probably about 7:30, 7:40. And we hear the opener start performing inside. The line has not moved. No one's gone inside. So then we discover that VIP is inside. VIP is inside the venue, but Everyone else is still outside. So rest in peace to the opener, because there was probably like 150 or 200 people in there in this huge venue, and everyone else was outside. So then we start getting really, really nervous, because it's like 7:45, and we find out that the line is starting to move and that people are going inside, but there's only like one gate check open, and there's a huge line, and the line is moving so slowly. So then we get to like 7:55, and I've hardly moved. The line is around the block. It's unreal. Like, we are moving, but it's so slow. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's panicking. We're like, first of all, everyone except VIP missed the entire opening set, which is like, does the ticket price not include the opening act? And like, why did the venue not start letting people in earlier? Lots of questions for the staff, not for Conan and Gray, but for the staff and the team. Like, what was up with that? Like, why couldn't y'all get this together? Isn't this all you do? Isn't this your job? But anyway, so everyone's outside. We're all freaking out, okay? The show starts, it's now like 8 o'clock, and the show starts in 15 minutes. Conan starts in 15 minutes. We are all outside. At 8 o'clock, I have just rounded the curve. So I'm still very far away from the gate. And literally, probably 8:05, some guy comes around to the line and he says, "We just opened 6 more lanes. Everyone go this way." Everyone runs out of line. We're scrambling everywhere. And like, it's absolute chaos. The lanes are all open now. They literally had 1 or 2 lanes open for like 50 minutes. However long they were letting people in until like 8:05, they only had 1 or 2 lanes open. Ridiculous. And then they opened like 6 more lanes right at the end. Like, what? So I ended up getting inside, and I had a pit ticket, which was really nice, because even though the line was a disaster, I was still really close to the front. And so I got to my spot, and Conan started 4 minutes later. And I wasn't even at the back of the line, so I know for a fact that when the show started, there were hundreds of people still waiting in line to get in. Like, I don't even know how you mess up that bad. Like, to the people at the amphitheater in Nashville, it was called like, I don't even know, like Elevated or whatever. Girl, you need to figure something out, because that is unacceptable behavior. And again, no shade to Conan, because we think that he moved it up because he was worried about the rain. Valid. And like, the artist can move the show up if they need to for whatever reason, and then the venue should just like accommodate. The fact that he posted that the show was getting moved up at 7:15, and then they still had not let anyone inside by like 30 minutes later. I just can't fathom that a show would be moved up so significantly and you don't immediately start getting people inside. Anyway, but the show was great. He does the moment where a fan breaks the wishbone and gets to pick the surprise song for the show between like 2 options. And so I wanted to hear Care really, really bad. I was very mad that it was not on the set list to begin with. And so the surprise song segment starts, and they announce that the surprise song options are Care and Astronomy. I hate Astronomy. I hate it. I think it's one of his worst songs. I think it's so boring. I really don't like it at all. And I have already heard it live twice because I've gone to his show 4 times. So I was like, we have the best option possible and literally like the worst option possible for me personally. Now, I was already in line with people like earlier talking about how badly we wanted to hear Care. So that was also going through my mind. But he picks this guy who's going to choose the song, and they're talking, and Conan's like, okay, our options tonight are Care or Astronomy. And there's a pause, a brief pause, because they're just talking. There's no music playing, where it's completely silent. So I scream at the top of my lungs. I'm like, Care! And then everyone in the audience starts screaming, Care, Care, play Care, pick Care. Everyone. I was the first one to do it 150%. And in fact, Conan immediately like started laughing to himself. Like he was like, oh child. And he like was smirking and like looking to the side. So I did make him laugh. Thank you very much. And then the kid like broke the wishbone and he was gonna pick the song, and Conan's like, all right, well, you get to pick. Not that there's much of an option, but so he did pick Care, and Conan even said, he was like, I was really hoping you would pick that. And I was like, then why put it on the set list? Put it on the set list. And here's my hot take. If you tour as often as Conan Gray does, he tours every album, sometimes not even on every album, like sometimes in between albums. Again, if you tour that often, I think that you need to play the entire album, because there was another song that I really love from Wishbone, Sunset Tower, that was just not on the set list. And it's because Sunset Tower and Care are like two of the least streamed on the album. I still think that if you have a tour for an album, you need to play the whole album. You need to play the whole album. The only exception is if you like never tour, or no, I don't even know what the exception. No, there's no exception. Play the whole album. If you're doing a tour for an album, play the whole album. Gag it. Anyway, disagree with me in the comments or talk to the wall. But yeah, that was pretty much it. His costumes were immaculate. The captain, like sailor captain outfit for the encore, if you've seen it on Instagram. Are you kidding? It's like, that's his drag. It was unreal. Anyway, okay, really quickly, because I'm about to eat dinner. Oh, I'm so close to eating dinner. But anyway, oh, my hair is crazy. Yeah, I have the monitor right here, so I'm like looking to see how my hair looks. It looks terrible. It's because it was drying while I was... Anyway, okay, so I want to talk about The Long Walk and him. Him being the horror movie produced by Jordan Peele, even though they did not really specify that in the marketing. Very Tim Burton. Jordan Peele is getting the Tim Burton treatment recently. But first, we're going to talk about The Long Walk very briefly. So The Long Walk is a post-apocalyptic like teen movie, very Hunger Games, very Divergent, very Maze Runner. And it's based off of the novel by Stephen King under an alias. And when I saw the trailer for the first time months ago, it was so good. The trailer was so good that I decided that I had to buy the book so that I could figure out how the story ended before the movie came out. So I did. I bought the book the same day, and I finished it in probably a week and a half on audiobook while I was running. So that was really fun. But would highly recommend the book. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Really, really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, would recommend the book. And I know this to be true, that I think it's actually better to watch the movie first and then read the book after, because otherwise you have to deal with the changes that are made in the movie. And I have this theory that if you watch a movie first and then read the source material after, you'll like both more. That's just my theory. I haven't tested it yet because I keep doing the opposite. But the movie version was good. The acting was incredible. The cinematography was really enjoyable. I really liked the setting. It captured the energy of the book really well. But they made some pretty major changes to the ending. And then also in the body, like in the substance of the movie, it just was kind of like, in a way, it seemed like they took all of the least important moments from the book and put them in the movie and kind of removed all the most important parts. So I thought that was a little weird. But the movie was still really good. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And I think that if I would not have read the book first, I would have enjoyed the movie more, and I probably would have given the movie 4 out of 5 stars. But since I had the book to compare it to, I did like it a lot less, especially because of what they changed in the ending. The ending is drastically different. And I like what they did in the ending of the movie, but I just think that the book's ending was a lot more powerful and a lot more a lot more poignant and just gave you a lot more to chew on than the ending of the movie. The movie just was a lot more shallow than the book, and understandably so, because also I thought it was way too short. It was weird because the runtime was very short. It was under 2 hours, and yet it kind of dragged for like 10 minutes towards like the middle last half. Very weird. Very weird for me to be like, it was too short and also it dragged a little bit. Because again, it was like they took all of the least important moments from the book and put them in the movie. Or like they put important parts into the movie but then didn't set them up properly. And so there was like stuff missing. I thought it would have been way better if it was like 20 minutes longer and then they would have had the time to make some moments more important and more impactful. And I thought there were things they could have taken out in exchange for things that they left out of from the book. So that's my only criticism, but honestly, genuinely, it was acted so well acted. The script was a hit and a miss sometimes. Sometimes the dialogue was really cheesy, but I felt the acting was so good that they kind of recovered from some of the bad writing. But genuinely, some of the dialogue was really stupid. And the dialogue was kind of repetitive sometimes. It was like they would just tread the same ground. And that's what I'm talking about. Like they needed to kind of be a little more focused on like some more substance. I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot of missed opportunities in the movie, but still really good. So would I recommend it? Yes, I still think you should see it, especially if you've not read the book. Go see the movie and then read the book after, because the book is amazing, way better than the movie. But anyway, okay, so then Him, which is the new movie by a director that I don't even remember his name, not Jordan Peele. It's produced by Jordan Peele, not directed by. And this movie has been pretty controversial because it's getting really, really low reviews on like Letterboxd. It's getting like 0.5 star out of 5, or like 1.5. And so I got tickets for it, and I saw that going in, and I was like, "Ooh, this is like, ugh." The reviews are terrible. It's bombing, which made me so sad because I was really excited for it when I saw the trailer, and then obviously Jordan Peele's influence. But then I went and saw the movie. Show me where the 0.5 star is. Show me where the 1.5 star is. That movie was good. It was literally good. It was literally good. It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. Like, it made me so mad. I was like, this is a good movie. Why is everyone hating on it? So it was just like the amount of internet hate piled on and like the low review scores. I was so confused. I gave it 3.5 out of 5. And that was also the consensus in my friend group, was like right around there. Again, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like so anything super original. It had original moments. It had really incredible moments, and it had some moments that were less interesting and weird and you know, whatever. But I loved that it was very unapologetic, and it just kind of like did what it did. And there were moments that I was very tense in the theater. One scene in particular, I was very unsettled and very nervous, very tense, extremely tense in the theater. Maybe like Weapons, and then this movie had a moment that I was very tense as Weapons. So no, the whole thing wasn't amazing, but it was a good movie. It was truly a good movie. Really well acted. And there were a lot of moments that I really did like. So I was really sad to see that it was getting so much hate, because I think people should go see it. Like I was excited by how the movie turned out, especially since the director was like, hasn't done that much, especially not this caliber. So I'm very excited to see more from the director and see them evolve and become more set apart and have some more originality in maybe some of the next films that they make. But even this movie, like, there were some moments that were very original and some moments that were very artistic and really enjoyable. It was kind of like an A24 movie with the cinematography and some of the shots. Like there was a moment where, you know, because the movie's all about like football and like selling your soul to Satan to be a football star. um, but there was like a moment where the main character's like doing interviews with like the press, and all of the members of like the team are there, and they zoom out and it's like looks like the painting of the Last Supper, like the famous painting. And I was gagged. I was like, it just was like, it looked so artsy and nice, and the moment that it was in was really like poignant to their messaging. And I just thought there were some moments that were really strong, and the moments that were not as strong were not so weak that I was like mad. You know, there was a little bit of like weirdness and a little bit of confusion in the plot, and some of the loose ends were not tied up super tightly. But overall, if you like Jordan Peele movies, I think you would like this movie, because even like a movie like Us, I love. That's probably my favorite of Jordan Peele's trio. But there's a lot of unanswered questions in that movie, and there's a lot of suspension of disbelief in that movie. So for me, that doesn't bother me. And if that doesn't bother you either, you probably would really enjoy this movie. At least 3.5 stars, which is still like, it's a good movie. Go see it. I don't know why no one is going to see it. I don't know why everyone is hating on it so strong. Last but not least, this previous weekend had so much new music come out, an unbelievable amount. And the reason for it is because Taylor Swift is releasing her album this coming weekend. So obviously no one wants to share a release date with Taylor Swift because they will be outstreamed so profusely. So everyone released their music last weekend, and Little Miss Zara Larsson released an album. And I would like to say that before she released this album, I would have considered her someone that I had absolutely no interest in as an artist. She was someone kind of like that I considered to be like Ava Max, where all they do is kind of make the most generic pop that like exists, and there's really no personality, style, or substance. Like radio hit queen, but nothing, just very shallow pop. That was my impression of Zara Larsson before this album. And even like I had heard some clips on TikTok, and I wasn't like engaged. I wasn't like, I just was like, oh, it's giving basic pop. Okay, the album came out though, and I was hearing some chatter about this one song called Hot and Sexy. And so I decided to listen to it, and that song is incredible and life-changing. And so it was on repeat, and then I was like, well, you know what? I should just listen to the whole album. Girl, I have to apologize, Miss Zara. I did not know that you were in it. I did not know that you understood the assignment. And at least with this album, you really did something. You really did something, and I love it. I love it. I haven't even listened to any of the other new releases from last weekend, and there were a lot that I was excited for. The only thing I listened to was Tate McRae's new song. Other than that, I have only listened to Zara's album, and I have left all of the other things that came out unlistened to. Really need to do that. But yeah, so Midnight Sun is the name of the album. It is so good. The title track, Midnight Sun, is amazing. But then Blue Moon is so good. The vocals are crazy. Blue Moon is so good. And Hot and Sexy is amazing. It's very much like a white girl pop voguing type song. The last minute of that song is so good. Like the bridge breakdown thing and the production is unreal. It's really so good. Like it's so good. It's one of my top songs for the year. I'm not even joking. It's that good. It's been on repeat nonstop when I've been doing my like runs outside. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. So you really need to get into that. You really need to check that album out. And I need to check all the other albums out that just came out. So if you made it this far, please comment below and let me know what your favorite release from the past few weekends has been music-wise, because I would like to clock it. And I have not so far. So please give me some recommendations below, and that is your recommendation from me. If you like pop music, listen to Midnight Sun, the album by Miss Zara Larsson with 2 S's. Learned that recently. Also, it makes me so sad that I missed her opening set for Tate, because now I love her. And she was playing all the songs from her album because they were about to come out. I know, but I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. So hopefully I can get a ticket for her headline show. It's crazy. Anyway, okay, well, I'll be back soon when I have something else to say, or I have something else that I want to make. And I have something else that I want to make right now. So I'll be back very soon, but please leave me a comment and let me know how you been, what you've been up to, what you've been into. And until then, I will talk to you later. I'm so bad at ending anything. Bye.